So all my days on earth I will await the moment that I see you face to face. For nothing in this world will satisfy. Jesus, you're the cup that won't run dry. Oh, Jesus, you're the cup that won't run dry. You never run dry. Your presence is heaven to me. Oh, your presence is heaven to me. Lord, your presence is heaven to me. Your presence is heaven to me. So we're singing, oh Jesus, your presence is heaven to me. Oh Jesus, your presence is heaven to me.
So what do we know about small groups? What are they really all about? There are so many different types of groups. How do I know that this group is the right one for me? These are very real and legitimate questions we ask ourselves. The first thing that is so important to us is friendship. By befriending one another, we can build this relationship on trust. Trust is so important and so vital in today's society. It cannot be broken. There is a bond that needs to be established. As believers, we believe that we've been commissioned to share the good news. There are so many people today that go without the good news. We know it as the gospel of Jesus Christ. One way to do this is by connecting with folks, with others who have been at their lowest state in their life, that area that is so dark and lonely that all they're longing for is for somebody to give them a second chance. What would have happened if Jesus never took the time to go through Samaria? The Bible says that he sat down with the woman at the well and he knew her past. But the beautiful thing about it was that she was so brutally honest with him. Christ can do something with somebody that's brutally honest. So he would dismiss the crowd known as his disciples, and he would begin to establish a friendship. That's genuine growth. So what are friendship groups all about? In short, it's about befriending. It's about connecting, and it's all about growing one with another. Can one person make a difference? Are you that one person? We have to be about our community.
Community in America is broken. We have a man named Robert Putnam who did a study on the social fabric of America. And what he found was that for every 10 minutes of commute, we're 10% less likely to have meaningful relationships. The average commute for America today, it's 30 minutes each way. I mean, most of us, we don't even know our neighbors. And I know it's really hard for us to believe that we're that disconnected, that we're that isolated from one another. Because when we look around the world, we've got more options for connectivity than we've ever had before. The average Facebook user has 314 friends and is connected to 80 community pages. But if that community was real, if it was authentic, if it was life-changing, would we have issues like depression and loneliness as such a big part of our life? They say by the year 2020, the second most common health issue around the world will be depression. We weren't built for isolation. We weren't meant to live lives disconnected from one another. In fact, we were created in the image of a God who exists in community. We were created for community. Community for us is a declaration of the overwhelming love of God. That Jesus Christ has reconciled us to the Father and He's reconciled us to one another. And what we get to do practically, we get to live life together, spurring one another on, caring for one another, and we get to join the mission of God. You see, real, authentic community, it's not about us, it's about God. The church should be the most compelling expression of community in our culture. It should stand in contrast to the counterfeit community that costs us nothing. But unfortunately, in most of our churches, we're more well known for awkward circles than we are for transformational community. And what we do is we feed the skepticism of the folks outside of the church that are hoping for something different, and we give them the same thing. A lot of times, God in His grace comes in and He strips away the things that keep us blind to how isolated we are, how disconnected we are from one another and from Him. And that's my prayer for our churches. My prayer is that God would strip away everything that is fake about our community. That God would take away everything that we use to prop up and make community look like it's life-giving, and He'd replace it with the only thing that really does give life, and that's the gospel. That we'd be inspired by the glory of our God, and that we'd be empowered by His grace.
Family Life Center Apostolic Church, a place where you belong.